Good evening, and welcome to the Mayor and City Council, the 7th meeting of the Mayor and City Council of Laurel, Maryland, on Monday, February 9th, 2026 at 6 p.m. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilwoman Clark.
Here.
Councilman Cole.
Here.
Councilman Mills. Councilman Simmons.
Here.
President Smith.
Here.
Mayor Sidnor.
Here.
You have a quorum, Mr. President.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Our next agenda item is the report of the Mayor and City Council, and I will start with Councilwoman Clerk.
Thank you, President Smith. Good evening, everyone. First, just wanted to wish everyone a happy Black History Month. This year in particular is a special milestone as we celebrate 100 years of Black history, which is a century of honoring the contributions and achievements of Black Americans. I'd like to take a moment to remember Dr. Angela Ferguson, who was a pioneering pediatrician who passed away on January 6, 2026 at the age of 100. Dr. Ferguson transformed the early diagnosis and care of sickle cell disease, improving countless lives through her groundbreaking work. Her legacy will remind us of the profound impact one dedicated individual can have on an entire community. Second, I'd like to update that since our last regular meeting in January, I took time to drive around through each neighborhood in Ward 2, including some of the Prince George's County locations, to assess conditions after the snowfall. And after receiving a few phone calls, I submitted some city tickets and Prince George's County tickets to have needed attention in different areas so residents could travel safely. I want to thank deeply our Department of Public Works and all of our city teams, as well as the Prince George's County teams, for working so diligently through difficult conditions and to keep our streets clear and passable. We appreciate you, and your work does not go unnoticed. Also, you may have remembered that it was National Wear Red Day and Women's Heart Health, which I am wearing red today. It was on February 7th. I'm continuing to help spread awareness about the heart health for women. Heart disease is the leading cause of death for women in Maryland, accounting for approximately 1 in every 4 female deaths. Many women don't know or recognize their risk of symptoms, which can present differently than they do in men. So by wearing red and talking about it, we encourage the women in our lives to prioritize their heart health through regular checkups, healthy lifestyle choices, and knowing their family history. This week, I also had the pleasure and the opportunity to worship at Kingdom Fellowship AME Church with Laurel residents, as well as Pastor and First Lady Watley, sharing time with the Links organizations, 15 of the chapters throughout the DMV, DC, Maryland, and Virginia, wearing red and to spread awareness about heart health. I also had the opportunity to take a tour of their facility they have called Kingdom Cares. Is an absolutely outstanding facility where they have a market, they have services for people who are in need. They are bringing in hospitals soon. They also have a floor where you can get clothing for a proper price with low income individuals and families. It's just absolutely amazing the work that they're doing, and I thank them for what they're doing in our communities. I am grateful to continue the work that we're doing. If you ever have any questions, please, again, feel free to reach out to me at any time. You have my phone number and my email address. And that concludes my report, Mr. President. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Councilwoman Clark. I will move on to Councilman Simmons.
Thank you, Mr. President. Just to share a couple things since our last meeting as well. On the 3rd of February, I was pleased to join with members of the Laurel Board of Trade at the Municipal Center for their annual roundtable as an opportunity to sort of allow the small business owners to connect with members of the city team, get questions answered, and just understand what resources and programs are available to support small businesses here in the city. So my thank you to all members of the city team and the department directors that were there. Also to the leadership of Laurel Board of Trade for organizing that, and an encouragement to small businesses in our town. Please look up the Laurel Board of Trade if you're not already familiar with them, and join with your fellow small business owners helping to create the unique flavor we hear in town. Last Friday, I was also pleased to join with other council members who were present at the Cleopatra groundbreaking in Southern Laurel. And I say Southern Laurel is like almost Bowie, as we talked about. and just south of the Patuxent Research Refuge, where they are breaking ground on what will be an agro-tourism location with a vineyard, a place to stay, a place where they'll teach the wine and also about culture. It sounds like it's going to be a really great place, and sort of nice to be there at the beginning with so many other folks gathered to help mark that occasion. So really a hearty congratulations and encouragement to Miss Ify Onya, her daughter and son who joined with her in the business, and the entire team there for this next stage of their business development. So that was awesome. I wanted to share a small story. Over the weekend, I happened to connect with some residents, and they share with me a great tradition they have of cooking waffles every Saturday for the entire neighborhood to come over and share with. And I thought, what an awesome way to get to know your neighbors, to build community, to build ties and connections. And I just wanted to share that story and encourage others to consider doing something like that, or in their neighborhood, whether it's a snow day and you want to do hot cocoa, invite over neighbors or people that you haven't had a chance to meet, or maybe it's bagels on a Sunday or something like that. It's really just a wonderful, inspirational way to create community, to build those connections, and be a part of creating what Laurel is. So related to that, a thank you to those who participated in sort of the Snow Angels program. I was attempting to pilot a little bit. We did have some folks sign up to say they need some help shoveling. I'm happy to say both those folks were able to be supported, one by a Good Samaritan passing by, and the other by Troop 1250 that sort of stepped up to help shovel the sidewalks and sort of walkways up to seniors or those with limited mobility. So I think all of us, there's plenty and multiple stories around town of just people helping each other out. So thank you so much, everybody. And hopefully the weather this week Mother Nature's gonna give us a helping hand to make it a little easier. So 3 quick notes looking forward. One, this Thursday, the 12th, the Laurel Historical Society is hosting a master plan update with our very own Director Mishi. So for folks who have been tracking or interested to hear some of the work that we've been doing, and I see he raised his hand. I'm hoping he's not going to tell me it's been rescheduled.
I'm afraid that I am, Councilman. It has been rescheduled. I can talk about that more at the end of your report.
Sure. And maybe it's on the 19th. Did I get the wrong date? Is that what it was?
19th is correct.
Sorry, I think I had 2 dates, and the 19th is the correct one. Thank you for correcting me so I can share good information. So it's not this Thursday, it's a week from Thursday. So residents who are interested to hear about the work of the Master Plan Committee, please be sure to sign up. You can find it on the Laurel Historical Society's website, and I also put it on my blog, adrianforlaurel.org. And then I'll cut to my bottom line. Last one here too is this is what's this Thursday is the Laurel 4th of July Committee is meeting. And one of the things they'll be talking about is planning for our 250th celebration, the semi-quincentennial for our nation's founding. So again, I'm encouraging folks to get involved in that and help us really make this a special occasion this year. So if you're interested, you can reach out to Ms. Kubek or myself and get you the virtual meeting link and be a part of marking this sort of once-in-a-lifetime milestone of the 250th celebration. That concludes my report. Thank you, President Smith.
Councilman Simmons, next we'll have Councilman Cole.
Thank you, Mr. President. Good evening, everyone. First, I wanted to start by apologizing for not being on the last meeting. Last minute, I was doing snow removal and had to attend to an emergency with some of my crews, so I apologize for missing. As you guys can understand, there was a pretty bad storm that evening. Similar to my colleagues, I would like to make sure that all of the city teams understand how much residents have appreciated all of their hard work, all the overtime, and dealing with just a historic storm that was not normal for this area. We've never had an ice storm like this in the last 30 years. So what they were able to accomplish and help us get open and help get some of our residents out and about was nothing short of a miracle compared to some of the other municipalities and jurisdictions around us, including the county and the city down in DC. Following my absence at that meeting, I did receive confirmation that I have been reappointed to the National League of Cities Finance Administration and Intergovernment Affairs Relations Committee. So FAIR for short. We had our first meeting in January for the upcoming 2026 year. I did want to share that on the 28th of January, I attended the Maryland Municipal League Engagement and Outreach Committee meeting. One of the things that the Engagement and Outreach Committee does is every year we encourage essay contests. So this year, again, it's always the same theme. It's if I were mayor, I would essay. So this is open to all Maryland fourth graders. The essay needs to be 275 words in length or less. Needs to be submitted by the teacher through Dropbox form, and the deadline is March 5th. I will be reading some of the essays live on March 12th as they are graded and judged. So Laurel needs to be well represented. I encourage all Laurel fourth graders in whatever school they attend to please apply for this. And there is a cash prize and governor's citation for some of the winners, as well as a visit to the Maryland governor's house. February 3rd, I attended the Pride Committee meeting. They will be having the first fundraiser of the 2026 year on March 8th at Newsbacks. I can't remember the time, but please see social media for details and ticket sales. The next Pride Committee meeting is February 24th at 6:30 virtually. Later that evening on the 3rd, I also attended the Laurel Board of Trade Business Roundtable. It was very well attended. I was very happy when I came in to see so many people had braved the cold weather. Then on this past Thursday, the 5th, the Environmental Affairs Committee was able to meet. We did have a quorum. As a reminder, we are still 2 committee members short, so we are looking for residents that would like to serve on the Environmental Affairs Committee to submit their resume to the mayor's office. Our next meeting is scheduled for April 2nd at 6 p.m. virtually. That concludes my report, Mr. President.
Thank you, Councilman Cole. I'll be short. I just want to say happy Black History Month to everyone, of course, and thank you to DPW for the good work they were doing. Again, as council members said, and I'm sure a lot of you seen online, it was a hard storm, so we're happy, that our city was taken care of. Everywhere's taking time. They're still cleaning up some spots in the county, so we're grateful for the work they're doing here. I want to tell everyone about I'm sure you all know the city newsletter. Just want to say kudos to communications for that. I did an interview highlighting the council, so you can check that out on there. They're doing a fine job as they've always done before I was here, and now that I'm back, I'm just appreciative of the work they're doing. So I just want to say check that out, and also about the Black History Month program coming up for the city. All right, and that's all my report. I'll go to Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Councilman President. Good evening, everyone. I'm going to have my Director Miller and Director Selby do a report for me on the state of the city. But I just want to highlight 2 things. President Day is this Monday. It was federal holiday, so city office will be closed. And Black History Month program is scheduled February 22nd from 2 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. So please come to the city chambers. It's going to be a nice program. A lot of kids can be presenting, so it's always good to see the kids come. So I yield my time to Director Miller. Now Director Miller finished, and Director Selby will give us a report as well. Thank you, Mr. President.
There we go. Thank you, Mayor and Council. It's been a tough storm, as we all know. Our crews are still out there working daily, loading trucks with snow, trying to find places to put the snow. And we'll be out there and continue to be out there, even though we're going to get a little bit of melting. There are still some everything is passable right now, but there are some areas that need our attention, and we will continue to provide that attention. We've been in Laurelton Forest today and working along Ashford Boulevard. But I want to say that one of the biggest problems that we encounter is running our machinery between parked cars. And it really makes it difficult to scrape up snow, move it. Whereas if those parked cars weren't there, we could go right up along the curb and clear those areas out. So we're asking for the city's help. If you have a driveway, please use it, okay? And that helps us get that snow off the street in front of your house, residence, apartment, whatever it may be. So we will continue on. I foresee us being there all this week, continuing this effort. We did have all the trash crews that as they come in and finish with the trash which is usually around 1 o'clock, 12:30, we sent them back out onto the streets to clear any and all handicap ramps that we saw that needed the attention of DPW. Again, I think I'll leave it to my colleague. There are a significant number of sidewalks yet to be cleared that we've seen, but be assured that we will be in the Green Hill, the south end of 8th Street, Harrison, and up through that portion of town tomorrow, trying to clear and load out snow. And again, we'll continue this fight until certainly Friday. But again, you know, we're going to look at some 40, I think 44 tomorrow, 45 on Wednesday, and I believe Saturday, 48. So the crews will be out there. Please, if you see a machine, take your time and go, you know, slow down a little. I don't want anyone to run into one of the backhoes or anything like that and have property damage. We've been pretty good so far on any of those accidents happening so far, and I want to keep it that way. I want everyone in my crew to go home safe at the end of the day, and I want to get this city as clean as we can. Okay, so Mayor, I'll leave it up to Danny to discuss the rest. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Director Selby.
Good evening, Mayor Sidnor, Council President Smith, City Council members. While we are out currently enforcing the snow ordinance, we will not be issuing citations at this time. We want to ensure that the citizens are aware of our snow ordinance and making sure they're making arrangements to clear the snow from the sidewalks within the 12-hour window for the future events, because this one was a little bit out of the ordinary with all the ice and everything. We've been made aware of limitations that many citizens have faced during our most recent events. And we have been working with the citizens to make sure everyone is in compliance in a safe and efficient manner as we can do, because safety is our priority. Because when we were out there enforcing some of this stuff, you know, our people were falling, slipping, and it was hard. So we know the citizens that are trying to walk through the city are having issues. So we are continuing to monitor the situation. We're out throughout the city, and we are going to continue to make sure that everything is cleared. And like Tim was saying, I hope this weather is going to help us. So please make sure we're making it safe for everybody that's traveling, having to walk. We don't want the kids walking in the streets instead of the sidewalks. So we are out there trying to make everything safe as we can do without any events. Thank you.
On our agenda, we had some appointments and reappointments, so I'll give the mayor the floor again.
You're on mute, Mayor.
Hey, I don't have the report in front of me. Mr. Smith, can you read the names off for me, please?
Sure. We'll do, for appointments, we have Jonathan Platter, excuse me if I said your name incorrect, for the Board of Trustees. And that date is 2/9/26 to 2/9/28. We also have Jennifer Bronson for the Pride Committee. And then for reappointments, we have Vicki Rambow to the Public Safety and Transportation Committee. That again, and these are all 2/9/26 to 2/9/28. We have Mary-Eileen Leszcz to the Historic District Commission. We have Michael Maxwell to the Environmental Affairs Committee, Gavin Brown to the Clergy Advisory Council, and Douglas Redd to the Emergency Services Commission.
Thank you, Council President. Appreciate it.
All right, I'll take a motion to approve and reapprove these appointments and reappointments.
Mr. President, I move to accept the nominations from the mayor as presented.
All right, and can I get a second?
I second.
Thank you, Councilwoman Clark. All right, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilman Cole,
Yes.
Councilwoman Clark,
Yes.
Councilman Simmons,
Yes.
President Smith.
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right, thank you. Next on the agenda item, we have the general public hearing Seeing there's no one signed up to speak, I will open and close it at 6:19 p.m., 6:20 p.m., sorry, just changed on me. And I will move on to the next agenda item, which is a bid recommendation for the City of Laurel Comprehensive Safety Action Plan, SS4A Safe Streets for All Federal Grant Program. We have again the Department of Public Works, Director Tim Miller. You have the floor.
Thank you, President Smith. Okay, the City of Laurel has executed a $451,000 federal safe streets and roads for all SS4A grant agreement to develop a comprehensive safety action plan, a critical milestone in its commitment to the Vision Zero initiative. This data-driven roadmap shifts the city focus towards a safe system approach, which proactively designs streets to account for human error and protect vulnerable road users like pedestrians and cyclists. By using these funds to identify high injury corridors and engage the community in safety planning, Laurel is not only working to eliminate traffic fatalities and serious injuries, but also fulfilling the federal requirement to unlock much larger implementation grants for future physical infrastructure upgrades. The City of Laurel will develop a comprehensive safety action plan focused on conducting detailed safety assessments and providing actionable recommendations for 7 key roadways to eliminate serious injuries and fatalities. Managed by a dedicated action committee, this initiative will integrate rigorous safety analysis and road safety audits, incorporating data on traffic patterns, infrastructure conditions, and multimodal operations with robust stakeholder and public engagement. The project encompasses a thorough review of existing policy frameworks, the development of strategic safety concepts, and a comprehensive equity impact assessment to ensure recommendations align with local demographics and development trends. Ultimately, the process will conclude in a finalized action plan featuring prioritized project schedules, cost estimates for implementation and monitoring, and a formal presentation of findings to city leadership. The Department of Public Works has requested a formal pricing proposal from Century Engineering, one of our on-call consulting firms for the city. The scope involves developing a comprehensive safety action plan focused on 7 major corridors, those being Main Street, Cherry Lane, 8th Street, 4th Street, Ashford Boulevard, Prince George's, and Van Dusen Road. This project will be executed in accordance with the specifications of the awarded grant. The engineering bidding results that the city received is as follows. Century Engineering, $563,915. It's recommended that the project be awarded to Century Engineering for the total amount of $563,915. This recommendation is based on the strength of their proposal and their proven track record with the city. Century Engineering LLC has successfully delivered multiple similar traffic tasks for the city in the past, consistently meeting performance standards and completing work at no additional charge. Funding for this project is available through FY24 federal SS4A grant funds in the amount of $451,200 and the city's matching grant fund of $112,800.
All right. Are there any questions or comments from the council? Councilman Simmons?
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. And just to recap for folks who might be joining us new tonight from the residents, but for the amount of this bid, basically the city's paying 20%, 20 cents on the dollar, and also part of the the intent is that once this study is completed, it will unlock additional funds from federal level that we can use towards, road improvements and safety improvements around town. So I'm just giving a little context for folks. Thank you, Mr. President.
No problem. Councilwoman Clerk.
Thank you, President Smith. I just wanted to take time to follow up and thank Director Miller for answering the question that I had during the work session in regards to the equity impact assessment. Just to provide context, because he did follow up with me, the equity impact assessment will basically identify communities most affected by the traffic safety issues, including people with disabilities, seniors, low-income residents, and those with limited transportation access. It would also help ensure proposed safety improvements that help rather than harm these particular populations, and it includes targeted engagement with the community members before and after developing recommendations to confirm solutions actually addressing their needs. So thank you again, Director Miller. I appreciate that, and I'm really glad to see that included.
Thank you very much, Councilwoman.
All right. Are there any other comments from anyone? If not, I'll take a motion.
President Smith, I motion that we approve the funding for this project through the amended FY 2026 Capital Improvement Program, Safety Action Plan, Federal SS4A grant, $451,200, and city's grant matching funding for $112,800.
And can I get a second?
Seconded.
Thank you, Councilman Simmons. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilwoman Clark,
Yes.
Councilman Simmons,
Yes.
Councilman Cole,
Yes.
President Smith,
Yes.
motion carries.
All right, thank you. Next, we have bid recommendation for Staggers Road Improvement Project, Engineering and Design Services. And again, we have Department of Public Works Director Tim Miller. You have the floor again.
Thank you very much, Council President Smith. The Department of Public Works is seeking approval to obtain professional engineering services for the comprehensive rehabilitation of Staggers Road. The project involves the design of a full-length mill and overlay to address the aging pavement alongside the restoration of existing sidewalks and the installation of ADA-compliant pedestrian ramps. Furthermore, the scope includes updated traffic signage, thermoplastic pavement markings, and the implementation of a new bike lane in accordance with the city's bikeway master plan. These infrastructure improvements are vital to modernizing the corridor as they enhance traffic and pedestrian while significant improving local drainage systems. It will also include a survey, and we will look at possibly moving the sidewalk to the opposite side of the street where it currently exists due to the traffic problems, or parking problems, I should say, with the car dealership and others who have parked here over the years, including trucks, dropping trailers off, things of that nature. So the Department of Public Works requested a price proposal from Brencis and Associates, one of the city's on-call consulting firms, for this project to perform a site visit with the city, schematic and final construction drawings, cost estimate, bidding, contract documents, specifications, and attendance at a pre-bid meeting. The resulting bid that the city received is as follows. Brencis and Associates, $61,920. It's recommended that the project be awarded to Brencis and Associates based on their submitted proposal in the amount of $61,920. Funding is available through the adopted FY 2026 Capital Improvement Program, Staggers Road Improvement. And this is, as I stated previously at the work session, this is the last street to undergo repairs or rehabilitation for FY 2026. So we've completed everything else that we intended to do. And Brencis is a new addition to our stable of 3 consultants. This will be their first project provided to them. should you so choose. And we'll just, we'll monitor their progress, see how they do, and take it from there on the award of future projects to Burtis and Associates. So again, I thank you.
Are there any comments or questions from the council? If not, I'll take a motion. Councilwoman Clerk.
Thank you, President Smith. I just wanted to thank you, Director Miller. As I was reading over after our last work session, I'm really excited to see the bikeway lanes. I've been mentioning that for a while, as I know Councilmember Simmons has as well. Of course, green would be great, but something nice and bright. And I look forward to it in Ward 2. But I just want to thank you for definitely considering that and thinking of that, because we have so many people who want to get around the city of Laurel and to keep our local residents here. So thank you.
Thank you. I think you'll see in the coming months a presentation to the council on the master plan. And we're really pursuing what I would call the low-hanging fruit, that with, I won't say very few dollars, but minimal investment. And we are going to try and create a lot more shared use bikeways in the city. You'll see 8th Street coming on board, things that help connect to the river pathway and things of that nature through the city. So it's time, and we've allotted in our proposed budget for FY27 to try and take a lot of those, the low-hanging fruit, and let's get it done. So thank you.
All right. Any other comments from anyone? If not, I'll take a motion.
Mr. President, I move that we award this to Burtis and Associates in the amount of $61,920.
And can I get a second?
I second.
Thank you, Councilwoman Clerk. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilman Cole,
Yes.
Councilwoman Clark,
Yeah.
Councilman Simmons,
Yes.
President Smith,
Yes.
motion carries.
All right, our next agenda item is an introduction and first public hearing on resolution number 1-2026, a resolution of the mayor and city council of Laurel, Maryland, to establish a City of Laurel Advisory Committee relating to the redistricting of city ward boundaries. On this one, I realized I supported substantial amendments, changes to it, along with two of the other council members, and didn't give the administration time to digest and reflect back on it. So I would recommend we push it back to work session for March. If the council feels that way, I'll take a motion for that. If not, but I think just to allow for more discussion, I guess I rushed through that, so I apologize to the administration and to the council if you guys felt I rushed through that one. So do I have a motion to move that back to work session for March? Councilman Simmons?
Yes, Mr. President. Yeah, it sounds like, if the administration wanted to take a little bit more time to parse through some of the language that was introduced, I'm open to that possibility. I'm interested to hear my other colleagues' comments as well.
Okay.
Mr. President. Oh, Matt, Councilwoman Clark had her hand up first.
Councilwoman Clerk.
I was going to say, it's okay. You can go ahead. President Smith, I am comfortable allowing the administration additional time. However, we did take extensive time to discuss this in the work session. So I'm comfortable moving forward with those amendments if we can. If not, I don't want to rush them. If there are particular ones that they feel they need time, do you mind providing context on which ones those are?
Well, we didn't want to have debate since it's a public hearing, so that's why we move it to the work session for debate.
Okay. I wasn't sure if there were particular ones that weren't mentioned in the work session that still need further information.
Oh, no. So do I have a motion to move it back to work session? It's at the council discretion.
Mr. President, I move that we send resolution 1-2026 back to the March work session.
All right, can I get a second?
Seconded.
All right, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilman Cole,
Yes.
Councilman Simmons,
Yes.
Councilwoman Clark,
I abstain.
President Smith.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Again, sorry about that. Make sure I'll keep it in work session if I feel there needs to be more discussion, instead of pushing to move anything forward. So sorry about that to council. Moving on to agenda item number 9, introduction and first public hearing on ordinance number 2053, an ordinance amending the general operating budget and capital improvement program of the Mayor and City Council of Laurel, Maryland for the fiscal year July 1st, 2025 through June 30th, 2026, and to provide an effective date. Director Michelle Saylor from the Budget and Personnel Services, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. President, Mayor Sidnor, and council members. As I presented to you at the work session last week, our third amendment to our FY 2026 operating budget and CIP, there is an addition to the operating budget of $26,786. So in the revenue section, you'll see an addition to the state grant category for a new total of $52,206,074. Moving on to the expenditures, you'll see a reduction to the mayor's budget of $8,559. These funds are remaining from the Mayor Summer Job Program, and they're being transferred to the Department of Communications budget for additional auxiliary salary time based on the expansion of responsibilities and projects being placed on the Department of Communications. You'll see then under that, the addition to the Department of Communications is a total of $13,942. The difference between that and the transfer from the mayor's budget is coming from community promotions, miscellaneous contributions to nonprofits. These are contributions that are not specified, so there is no nonprofit that is going without a committed contribution. There's a reduction to the economic and community development budget of $5,000, but these funds are being transferred to the ECD training budget for a program that the new director wants to implement and provide additional training to many of the new staff members in the department. So on page 3, about a third of the way down, you'll see the total addition to the Department of Human Services Multi-Service Center program budget of $39,704. So again, $26,786 of that total is coming from the grant, the state grant, and these funds are to be used specifically, the $26,786 is specifically to be used to assist those backstretch workers at the Laurel race course. And those are the workers that are helping to take care of the horses and the stables. Moving further down, you'll see a reduction from the Department of Human Services Laurel Helping Hands budget of $12,918. That's being added to the Multi-Service Center budget, the Department of Human Services programs budget, to provide for an administrative auxiliary staff member to help track grants. And then moving further down, you'll see the addition of the $5,000 to the employee training budget. And this is again specifically for the ECD training budget. So again, it's an overall increase of the grant amount of $26,786. All the other transactions are going from one department expenditure budget to another. On page 4, you'll see the capital improvement program, and the changes here are to add $151,634 to the Staggers Road project. And that's coming from the savings from Stanley Place, Ward Street, and Snowden Place. So overall, there is no overall change to the CIP. Again, we're taking savings from completed projects and adding them to the upcoming Staggers Road project. And that's all I have, Mr. President.
You, Derek Saylor, are there any comments from the council? No. Well, I will open the public hearing on this at 6:40 p.m. And seeing I have no one signed up to speak, I will close the public hearing on this at 6:40 p.m. All right. Our next meeting is scheduled for February 23rd, 2026 at 6 p.m. And it will be an in-person meeting here at the Laurel City Hall. All right. And since there is no further business to come before the council, this meeting is adjourned.